Hey, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Welcome to If You Don't Like That, the eve of the NBA draft. Rhino will be with me tomorrow after round one. We will talk about it. A couple of moves today. The Atlanta Hawks looks like they are going to get Kristaps Porzingis. You know, we've known that the Celtics are in a mess financially. Of course, they made a move earlier, sending Drew Holiday to Portland. And now a deal has Kristaps Porzingis, a three-team deal. All right. Porzingis will go to, let me break this down for you. All right. The Hawks, the Celtics, and the Nets. Three-team deal that they agreed to today. So Porzingis and a second-round pick go to the Hawks. Terrence Mann and Atlanta's number 22 pick headed to the Nets. That gives Brooklyn now five first-round draft picks and George Niang and a second rounder with the Celtics. What does this do for Boston? Eliminates massive luxury tax and gets them under the second apron. The aprons are kind of hard to understand, so I'm not going to get into it. The bottom line is that we knew that Boston was going to be making moves this summer to fix themselves financially, and so they have done that. All right? That's exactly what they're doing. Now, the other move involves the Pelicans in a 4-player deal. And this is interesting because the Pelicans are sending King Killer, CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to Washington for Poole and Bay and the number 40 pick in tomorrow's draft. I don't know about you, but if I'm a Kings fan, I'm happy as all heck to get CJ McCollum out of the Western Conference. Now, McCollum's got a expiring contract. The Pelicans now have the 7th overall pick in tomorrow's draft and the number 22 pick. All right. Washington has picks number 6 and 18, and now they've got the 40th pick overall, which would be in round 2. But again, if I'm looking at this from Sacramento's perspective, good. Get McCollum out of the Western Conference. So what about the Kings? Currently, they don't have a first-round pick. There are a lot of rumors out there, which, I don't really pay that much attention to. I keep hearing Malik Monk's name. Why would you trade Malik Monk when you're a poor three-point shooting team, and that's the one thing that he does very well? Like, why would you do that for? I wouldn't trade Malik Monk. I mean, obviously, if I felt that I could make my team better, but I'm not a fan of that. All right? I'm not a fan of that. The Blazers may become the new young OKC team. I wouldn't go that far. First of all, you're getting Drew Holiday, his massive contract for 3 years. He's 35. Offensively, they're not as good. Defensively, they're better. I like Portland, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't compare them to Oklahoma City. All right. Jeff wants to know, will the Kings move into the first round? If you like a player a lot and you can go get him, go get him. I'm not sure you're going to be able to find that player in this year's draft. And what would you have to give up to get a player in the draft? I'm not a fan of trading good pieces for draft picks. I'm just not. I'm not. Because when I have a good piece, I already know that that player can play in the NBA and what their ceiling is and everything else. If I draft a player, it's a crapshoot, right? It's a crapshoot. I don't want that if I'm running a basketball team. I want a sure thing, especially if I'm a team like Sacramento. I can't take a chance on developing a young player in the draft. I'm not going to go that way. I'm not. All right, glad to have you with us here on If You Don't Like That. If you want to call the show, you've got the link there. It's above my shoulder as well. What do you think about tomorrow and the NBA draft or anything else you want to talk about right here on If You Don't Like That? Let's check in with Sam. Sam, how are you? Sam going once. I don't go. Couldn't hear you. All right. Poole is overpaid. There are a lot of players who isn't overpaid in the NBA, you know? Noah says not a deep draft. It's top heavy. Watch college hoops all year. Was a fun season. Top 5 to 7 is where it's at in the draft. That's what everyone's saying. Thank you for that. All right. So I'm with you on that. If you can't get into the top 5 to 8 picks, and even then, it's a crapshoot. And I don't know about you, but I don't want a kid in the locker room. That was the difference with Keegan Murray. You know, when you can draft a player that's had 3 or 4 years of college experience, that's the guy I want. Unless, of course, we're talking about just a can't miss type of a guy after 1 year of college. But I'm not a fan of that. Though I've been around a lot of those players. They have entitlement. Not all of them, some of them. They're not mature enough, both mentally and physically. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. So if you're going to make a trade, right, and you're going to draft, and you're going to draft a kid that's 19 or 20, it's not for me. All right? So Dallas is on the clock, followed by San Antonio. Most everyone understands the first 2 picks. All right? We get that. We know Cooper Flagg's going 1. Dylan Harper, Rutgers 2, Philadelphia 3. And we'll see what happens after that. So how do I want to say this? Because I don't want to come on tomorrow and have a different tune. Predominantly, the audience here are Kings fans. Not all, but predominantly. And it's very difficult to get excited for the draft when your team that you follow doesn't have a first-round pick, right? You know Cooper Flagg's going 1. You would almost be certain that Dylan Harper is going 2nd. And then we'll see what happens with Philadelphia on the clock at number 3. You know, Harper, again, has 1 year of college experience. You think he's going to go to San Antonio? He's a kid and have an impact in his rookie year? Probably not. Probably not. And they don't need him to do that in his first year or even his second year. Cooper Flagg, everyone says, is that type of a can't miss guy. I don't like that term, can't miss, because I've seen number 1s that do miss. But right now, it's hard to get excited for the first round if you're a Kings fan because they don't have a pick. All right? Need to trade DeMar or he has to go to the bench? I think they'll try to move him. I think that's for sure. Pretty sure we can find someone to take DeRozan's contract. Why aren't we trading him ASAP? Well, you don't know what they're doing or what they're not doing. The Kings can't sit and observe right now. Well, they also can't afford to make a move just for the sake of making a move. I mean, if they're going to make a move, it's got to make sense. They can't make a move just to appease the fans, or you got to do what you think makes your team better, right? Of course, there are true number 1s that don't ever miss, like LeBron, AI, Wemby, Tim Duncan. I mean, there are a lot of number 1s that we know have been really, really good. We get that. But they're also, you know, I mean, how do you think Markelle Fultz was? It's not a sure thing. That's why if I have a Malik Monk, you know, I'm not trading Malik Monk to get a number 1 pick. I know that couldn't happen. He would have to be I'm not doing that. I already, you know, if you're going to draft a player in this draft, who's better than Malik Monk in this draft? Go ahead, tell me. Other than the first couple of picks that we know you wouldn't get from Malik Monk, who are you getting that's going to be better than Malik Monk? Right? I mean, if you get the number 5 pick, Is Jeremiah what Fears out of Oklahoma going to be better than Malik Monk? I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but and I'm looking at all these freshmen that are coming into the draft that are going to be the top picks in the draft. I'm not. You think a 19-year-old kid's gonna? How long is it going to be before they turn into something really good? I mean, yeah. Does it happen? Yeah, it happens sometimes, but more times than not, it doesn't. Pooh, are you an alcoholic? I'm just asking. Do you have a drinking problem? I hope not, my friend. I hope not. Thanks for being here on the show. But that's all you talk about is drinking. Like, do you have other things in your life that excite you other than a cocktail? Just curious. Just asking. Monk is good for the Kings, plus he has a good contract too. Yes, he does. All right. It's not that I have a problem with Malik Monk. I have a problem with the fact that the Kings are a 2K team that has decent players but don't play together. We need to do something is my biggest thing. I agree with you. I agree. Jeremiah Fears is really good, but I wouldn't say he's better than Monk. He has no three ball right now. Well, there you have it. What is the league? The league is a 3-point shooting league. Pooh, do I think the Kings will win over 40 games? Pooh, it's June 24th. Come on now. I don't know who's going to be on the team. Grant, my steal of the draft will be Clayton Jr. He has big game intangibles, and that to me is huge. All right, we'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on him. All right, again, if you want to call the show, please do so. You got the QR code above my shoulder. You've got the link right there. Don't forget, tomorrow after the first round, Rhino will join me right here on If You Don't Like That. So happy to have you here on this show, the eve of the NBA draft. Don't forget about Sunrise Landing in Calusa. You go to CalusaSunrise.com and you will get all the information you need on Sunrise Landing from Blazona Development. Many models to choose from. Remember, no Mellorews. There are no homeowners. It is adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club. Good access. I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20. Check out Sunrise Landing. Go to CalusaSunrise.com. You get all the information that you need on Sunrise Landing. All right. So if Cooper Flagg, we know is going to go number 1, and we know that Harper's going to go number 2, do you think that the draft starts at number 3? Do you think there could be a surprise? And do you think that we're going to have a big trade between now and the draft? All right. What do you think? Pooh says, no, I don't have a drinking problem. I need to find other activities. Good, Pooh. I'm very happy to hear that, buddy. I'm very happy to hear that. And I hope you do find other activities. 1 month away from NFL training camp and a Hall of Fame game. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Pooh, you know I'm just busting your chops, right, buddy? I mean, but, I'm really serious about that. I hope you don't have a problem with alcohol because that's what you talk about all the time. And I know you're just trying to be like, get a laugh or two. And it's funny, but I don't know you, but I'm just patting you on the back saying, come on, man, if you do, let's find something else to do with your life, all right? That's all I'm saying, buddy. What I mean is they cannot be afraid to make a move if it's there and convince themselves this lineup is going to work. I think everyone knows the lineup's not going to work. Grant, what's the weather like over there in Florida? Hot and humid. How's that for you? Completely different than the West Coast, which is hot and dry. Thunderstorms a lot. And when the thunderstorms come in, I like watching the thunderstorms, actually, because I live where I can see the water. And I love, you can watch it come right in off the ocean. And I love that. I really do. I love watching that. I mean, you can go from a beautiful day and then like in 5 minutes, you can't see 50 feet in front of you. So, yeah. I mean, I think, what did I see today? The humidity was at 73%. Temperatures were in the mid 80s. It's not the temperature, it's the humidity. I miss the humidity when I lived in Texas. Do you know I grew up in New York. The humidity doesn't bother me as much as some other people, but Miami, June's not as bad as August and September. Brutal. August is brutal. Brutal. Do I live near the beach? No, I don't live on Miami Beach. All right. Again, love to have you on. If you want to give me a call, do so. Tomorrow, Rhino joins me right after the first round. Or if the Kings do make a deal and they get into the draft, then be sure to keep an eye on your notifications because there will be a show right here on If You Don't Like That. So keep that in mind as well. All right? Keep that in mind as well. Think about all the rumors that we're hearing. Most of them will not come true. And we know the Kings are looking for a point guard. Are they going to be able to get one between now and tomorrow? We'll see. Dry heat is better than humidity. Depends what you like. Do I think Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin should be in the Hall of Fame? Yes, I do. And I think they both will be in the Hall of Fame. But yes, I do. Absolutely. Hey, New Works Plumbing. They're in the Hall of Fame when it comes to plumbing and your repairs and needs because they are awesome. SackServicePlumbing.com, NewWorksPlumbing.com, NEWWRXPlumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you, or you can call the number on your screen. Again, they're available around the clock. Thanks to those of you that have reached out and talked about how great New Works was when they showed up at your home. I love to hear that. They love to hear that. Again, New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. What else is going on? You've got one more major left in golf. If you're a tennis fan, Wimbledon is around the corner. You've got the NHL draft. You've got start of NBA free agency, which is coming up, right? NBA free agency coming up beginning July 1st. Let's go across the pond and Baki. Hello, Baki. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, Grant?
I'm good. Are you still in Greece?
No, I'm back in Serbia.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you had a great vacation.
Oh, I'm going to go again. July.
Good for you. How far is that from Belgrade to where you were in Greece?
Where I am from, it's 500. So let's say 400 miles.
Okay.
So
Good for you.
It's great. It's great, really.
Good.
And it's so great weather. So I recommend to everybody in Europe, go to Greece. Go to Greece, definitely. Yeah. I know. Let me just check one thing, please. Okay. Let me tell you this. I'm a little disappointed people are talking like this about DeRozan and all those trading stuff and things. I think you need to look at the things with a little more reality than only cheering the team and be a fan only when things are great. DeRozan is very, 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 very good player. I must be careful because my Gemini brother doesn't like when I use the word great. So, but yes, right. He's right. I mean, you are right, Grant, because I give you that because the greatness is only for a few. So, DeRozan came to the club, and he did everything he was about to do and he was supposed to do. But the problem with the Kings was, we can say he couldn't play with all the other players together on the level he used to play with other teams before. Okay, he's older and he's not the guy, but I'm not gonna spend too much time for you talking about DeRozan. But my point is, the guy is a really great player, I mean, very good player. So you don't need to expect from DeRozan to be a magician and to make Kings playoff team by himself. So we are always waiting. We're waiting now. We're counting the seasons, waiting Keegan, waiting. Okay, Monk was. We waited for Monk, and Monk was injured. We waited for Murray, and Murray didn't show up. We waited for Fox. Fox was traded. Levine He made nothing. A few games. He was great. Few games, we can
All right, so
say.
let me ask you, what would you do if you were the general manager?
If I, if I'm the general manager, I wouldn't count off DeRozan. No circumstances at all. So Malik Monk and DeRozan should be a core for this team. Okay, you have Sabonis. Sabonis is very, very good player, but I don't know what's the atmosphere around Sabonis and how does he feel about staying or leaving, or I don't know. I don't know the destiny of all the other players and what will new general manager have in mind, and the tactics and from the stuff, particularly on the floor. But DeRozan is the guy who never disappointed you in any game. Whenever he was maybe few points down, it was because of the team. Can you imagine great Kings 3 seasons before, and DeRozan playing for that team, for when we played first round playoffs? They will 100% pass the over Golden State and playing second round. I can bet on that and bet on my life. So if I'm general manager, I will build around Monk and okay, if Sabonis stay, okay, Sabonis, DeRozan, and Monk. This is the core of this team. So whatever you're gonna make better, or whatever you want to do it.
How do
Change
you
the
feel about
players.
Keegan Murray?
But Keegan, no,
How do you
Grant. I
feel
told
about
you.
him?
I told you 3 seasons ago. I told you 2 seasons ago. I told you last season. We are waiting. We're gonna die waiting for Keegan Murray. I don't know. Okay, he's trying. He's a nice guy. He's very, very. I don't know. I mean, I would like to hang around with him. Definitely. Maybe I will pick him to be my roommate. But on the floor, I don't know, Grant. I don't know.
Okay.
Too much time. We are waiting. Too much time.
All right. Well,
Well,
welcome back. Welcome back to Belgrade.
Okay, let's say Premier. I'm not exactly from Belgrade. My town is Niš, is the second largest, but okay, I'm in Belgrade, spending too much time, no problem. But never mind.
All right, then let
Belgrade,
me
Niš,
rephrase that.
whatever.
Welcome back to Serbia.
Yeah, welcome back to Serbia. Well, I'm gonna use this opportunity to wish you a great birthday,
Thanks. Same to
even
you.
though I did it on the X. But I
Same to
hope
you.
you spent your time great,
Same to
and
you.
I see you one year younger, not older.
Thank you, buddy. You take care.
And
Yeah.
how about did you see the moment you mentioned Wimbledon? I showed up. So
Well,
it's
let's
very
talk about
interesting.
let's talk about
Very
that.
interesting.
Let's talk about that next week. All right. Let's get into that
Yeah,
next week.
next week we
Okay.
have time. We have time. It's
All right.
gonna. I think it's gonna be very interesting to talk about Wimbledon.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, appreciate you. You take care.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Take
All
care, you
right. Bye
too.
bye. All right. Good stuff from Baki in Serbia. And we move over to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hey Grant, can you hear me?
Yes, Sam. Thanks very much for trying back. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. First of all, keep this short. You're a legend of Sacramento. All my friends and I grew up watching you. Just want to say that, put that out
Thank you,
there.
Sam. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Yeah. So I have a question. So when I have, whenever I talk about sports with my friends and stuff, NBA is not like the NFL, right? Where every year there's like a hard reset. I feel like even a team like the Raiders can go on to the next season and then win a Super Bowl, right? Free agency is bigger in the NFL.
Yeah, pretty much. If they have a quarterback, I would agree with that.
Right, like the Buccaneers, right? They got Tom Brady
Yep.
and then they won the Super Bowl
Yep.
year.
Yep.
But the NBA is not like that. Like I feel like the reality of the NBA is like you can't win a championship with DeMar DeRozan and a few players. I feel like nowadays you need a superstar, like you need LeBron or you need someone that's gonna actually win the championship. I do think the Kings are good. I think they can make the playoffs, and I think they can get to maybe win a round in the playoffs. But I think there's essentially zero chance that they win a championship. And I think the point of the NBA, the point of a team is to win the championship. So so what I think, and I want to hear from you on this, is like I feel like they should just tank. And I feel like they should just start over. I feel like they have Keegan Murray. I feel like they can build off those younger guys. What do you think?
Well, first of all, there are 30 teams in the league, so that means that the Kings are one of 29 teams. But
Mhm.
what you're saying is they don't have a chance to win a championship, and that's not true of the other 29 teams. I would agree with you that the Kings are light years away right now from winning a championship. And quite frankly, I don't think it's capable with their owner, because I think there are too many players that will stay away and too many quality coaches that will stay away from the dumpster fire, which is Vivek Ranadive. So for that reason, I wholeheartedly agree with you. But you can't run until you learn how to walk. And the Kings have to walk. And to me, the pieces of their team don't fit. And that's the biggest challenge for Scott Perry. Even if you come down in talent a little bit, if the player that you receive fits better into what you're trying to accomplish, you might have more wins. So it's just about putting the pieces together, which right now don't fit.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Just a, I just want to throw this big question out there. What would you do with DeMar DeRozan?
I would try to move him because of the defensive liability that he has. I would try to move him based on his age, his salary. I just think that the Kings are not ready to win next year.
Mhm.
And if I'm trying to fix the Sacramento Kings, I'm not trying to fix them for next year. I'm trying to fix them over the long haul. And DeMar
Yes.
DeRozan does not fit into my vision. And when I mean long haul in the NBA, I'm not talking about 10 years. I'm talking about 3 years. I'm talking about, Oklahoma City did it in 3 years, right? I'm not talking about next year. When you become good, assuming that happens, DeMar DeRozan is not going to be part of the equation, and he's a big part of the equation. So move him now so that you can start fresh, as opposed to making a move in midstream with someone that plays as much as he does.
Completely agree. Yeah. Last question. What do you think Keegan Murray's ceiling is? How good do you think he can be?
That's a fabulous question, and to me, it's an unknown.
Mhm.
Because to me, being a really good professional athlete is about one thing. It's about consistency. As a coach, do I know what I'm going to get from you most nights? And I don't know what I'm going to get most nights from Keegan Murray offensively. I know what I'm going to get from him defensively. Every night, I know what I'm going to get from him defensively. Offensively, it's like a box of chocolates. And for the position that he plays, whether he's going to play 4 or 3, I need him to be more consistent offensively. And, I know that Ryan talks about this a lot. Jerry talks about this a lot, about him being, the 4th and 5th option, among the starters. Well, you still have to figure out a way to contribute. You still have to make your shots when you're open. You still have to be a contributor. And so I can't answer that question. I think it's high, but it's not there yet. And he's not like he's young. I mean, he's young in terms of NBA experience of 3 years, but his age, he's right there where it should be happening right now. It
Right.
should be happening right now.
Right. Yeah. I feel like he had a really good rookie season. And then I was hoping that he'd go a little higher, but I think he still has. I think next year's might be the big year for him to see if he makes that big step.
And we said that last year about him.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Grant. It's always nice to tune in here and there and hear you still talk about.
All right. Tell your friends I said thanks and hello. All right. Appreciate it.
Cool, Grant. Bye.
All right. Take care, Sam. Good call. That's the thing about Keegan Murray, right? You know what you're going to get every night defensively, but you don't know what you're going to get on offense. This from Mr. Jack Tortilla. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. I don't think that Murray will ever be an all-star. I think he can be first team all defense, maybe a B+ ceiling. Maybe. Why do I think Durant wanted to go to Houston? Houston traded pieces for him that got them number 2. Durant, I'm not going to try to get into the mind of Kevin Durant. I really don't. Phoenix wasn't happening. I think he sees himself fitting in very well with Houston. I don't like this deal from Houston's perspective. I think they got worse. I don't think they got better. And the reason for that is I can't count on Durant when the ball is tipped up in October at being 37 to give me enough games to really be that guy. And if Durant's not healthy when the playoffs begin, then the Rockets have no chance in the playoffs. So I just don't like it. There's too much wear and tear. There's too much attrition on him. Just have that, right? What are my thoughts on free throw violations? Seems like they never call them, but they happen all the time. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. It just has never been a point of emphasis. Grant, is O.J. Simpson on your top 5 all-time running back list? For me personally, I saw Jim Brown play, but I was 5 years old, so I can't say I remember it. Peyton, Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett, Eric Dickerson, Derrick Henry. You know, I'm missing a couple along the way here. For me personally, Barry Sanders. For me, I started watching football in the early 60s. O.J. Simpson, for me, is the greatest running back I've ever seen. The best running back I've ever seen. For me, he's number 1. Cavs should be clear to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know about that. The East will be wide open next year. I would agree with you there. I think it will be wide open. Absolutely. Absolutely. But as far as running backs in the NFL, it's very subjective. I watched them all play. And I mean that. I watched them all play. But for me, Simpson's the best running back that I ever watched. Guy was unbelievable. I mean, every single time he got the ball, he was a threat to go the distance. Earl Campbell was a great running back. I mean, there are so many. There really are. So many greats. Speaking of great, that's Connor with Element Mortgage, because he has so much experience, and the team behind him at Element Mortgage, 100 years, over 100 years of experience. There's your QR code. All right. Hit that if you're buying a home, selling a home, you're looking for a real estate agent that you can trust. Call Connor at 916-505-1006. That's 916-505-1006. That's Connor with Element Mortgage. Trust, experience. Yeah, that's your man. Give him a call. Connor with Element Mortgage. Don't forget, tomorrow, right here on If You Don't Like That, after round 1 of the NBA draft, which is so stupid that they're cutting it into 2 nights. All right. I'll be on with Rhino. So make sure you join us tomorrow. I agree with you. I've never seen a more stupid move to take KD and let go such warriors as Jalen Brooks. I'm with you. It makes no sense, Baki. Absurd. Emmitt Smith, greater than everyone else. Emmitt Smith was great. Greater than everyone else? Totally disagree. Wow, you really think OJ number 1 all time? I'm going to have to watch some of his old tapes. Well, let me explain something to you. Think about this now. He rushed for over 2,000 yards in 14 games. Not 16, not 17, 14. 14. And I was at the game, Shea Stadium, last game of the year, when he reached that milestone. Think about that for a minute. 2,000 yards in 14 games. And I don't want to hear about guys rushing for 2,000 yards now. Not that it's not impressive. But, you know, when I heard about Eric Dickerson, 2,000, well, it was 16 games. Now, 17 games. Do it in 14. Now, is the league a little different now? It's more of a passing league? Yes. But still, think about that. 14 games. They were great. They were great. I mean, he was great. Trust me, he was great. Most underrated NBA player of all time. I really don't know. Do I miss leaving Sacramento? It's a great question. I can't answer that in a simple response. I miss the people of Sacramento greatly. Okay? I miss the people of Sacramento greatly. I miss, obviously, the familiarity of living in a community for over 30 years. I miss my one son who lives there, but now I'm closer to my second son who lives in Nashville. But no, No, I don't miss living there. I don't miss living in California. I don't miss the fires every summer. I don't miss, not to get it I don't miss the absurd political stance of California. I don't miss the crime rate. I don't miss the homelessness that I see everywhere. I don't miss those things. But I miss a lot of things. I miss my friends, and I obviously miss my son and the people of Sacramento. That's what I miss. 143 yards a game is insane, you think? All right. I miss Bennett's the most. I do miss Bennett's. I mean, that's not far, that's not too far from the truth. Oh my gosh, that's very true. Well, you know, and I also miss Brian. Brian's a great guy. Brian Bennett. He really is. He's a great guy. Great guy. OJ would rush for 2,500 today. Yes, he would. He would. Yes, he would. No question. Baki says, let me just say good night with this. Players are coming and going. Seasons are good or not, but only one thing is 100%. Grant is here with us. Think about that. PPL, so every season is a win. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Don't forget about everything being super expensive in Cali. I can't believe it when I go back there. I can't believe it. Seriously. California high taxes, especially gas tax, pathetic. It infuriates me, like I'm sure it does so many others. I can't. Yeah, I'm right with you on that. Terrible. Just terrible. And I'm not into politics that much. Like I'm really not, believe it or not. But I don't miss California in that regard. I sure miss you on the radio. That's why this show is so cool to me. Thank you, Kevin. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. I love doing the radio in Sacramento. You know that, Kevin, and I think everyone knows that. I love doing that show. I loved it. I look forward to it every single day. I loved it. Hey, Grant, is it worrying that Perry is going for first-round picks and Jrue Holiday? The direction seems confusing. I'm very worried. I don't know why you would want Jrue Holiday at age 35 when you're trying to become relevant for a number of years, and I'm a huge Jrue Holiday fan. Did I move around covering sports before Sacramento? Not really. I worked in Central Illinois for 3 years, and that's it. You know, I worked in Ohio where I went to college at Bowling Green. So I went from Bowling Green to Decatur, Champaign, Springfield, Illinois, right to Sacramento. So I was very fortunate in that regard. Very fortunate. Bo Jackson, great running back, but because of the lack of longevity, you know, I can't include him in that group. But yes, Bo Jackson was a great running back. No question about that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Do I travel? Travel is my passion. I've always traveled. It's my most enjoyable hobby. I love going on airplanes. I love going to new places. I love experiencing new cultures. Travel is my most favorite thing to do. It is what is the one thing that makes me the most happy is traveling. So yes, I love traveling. Love talking to people from different cultures, different parts of the country, different parts of the world. It's my favorite thing to do. All right, don't forget tomorrow, right here. All right, right here. After the draft, Rhino joins me. We'll take your phone calls. If the Kings, all right, if the Kings make a deal, this will be the place to be. Okay. How good was Dave Meggett? He was great for what he did for the Giants. And I don't like to use the word great. He was great for the Giants. Travel, if they find a ninth continent, Grant would be there first. Have I been to the Middle East? I've only been in that part of the world to Dubai. How good was Chris Webber? He was extremely talented, but unfortunately, he cared more about himself than the team. And he was the reason why he was a perennial all-star instead of a perennial superstar. He was the reason, nobody else. Do I think that we'll start to see players start sitting out longer with the Achilles injuries this playoffs? It's a great question. I mean, I hope not. They've already done so much for the players, eliminating back-to-backs a lot, no 4 and 5, staying in a city and playing 2 games instead of making extra travel. I don't know what else they can do. I didn't say Mega was a top 5 running back. I didn't know he was not. He was not top 5. Come on. I know, Patrick. I know. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. Tomorrow, right here, after round 1, Rhino joins me, and we'll go longer tomorrow. All right? Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.